wonderful people. How are you people doing? Hope people are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. Today in my tutorial, we are going to learn how to make this beautiful gown. Although I'm going to alter the neck will be different from this, and also the one I'm going to make now we have pocket. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please touch the subscription button to subscribe, and thank you to my returning subscribers. I thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please help me to subscribe. It means a lot to me. And don't forget to put on the notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. So now I'm going to start the tutorial. These are the fabrics we are going to use. This is for the airline gown, while this will be for the pleat at the front and also the pocket. So now we are going to start. First, I'm going to put my fabrics on fold. Okay, now I've put my fabrics on fold. I'm going to cut separately, the back and front separately. Though there is no much difference on both of them, but I want to manage the fabrics. It's not that much. So I put it on fold. I use 16 inches. That's what I put on fold. That's 16 inches times 2. That is 32 inches. That's the wideness of my fabrics. 16 inches. So this is my startup line. This savage, I'm not going to use it. So from this, I've gotten my bust point line, my hip line. So, and also this is my waistline. This is my waistline now. I'll turn it to a straight line. So now the next thing I'm going to get now is my shoulder. I'm using 8.5 inches plus ½ inch for joining. That's 9 inches. This is my 9 inches here. So the neck width I'm working with is 3.5 inches here. So the neck depth, I'm cutting the I'll mark both the front and neck depths here because I will use this to cut the front. So for the back, I'm using 1.5 inches for the back. The neck depth is 1. While for the front, I'm using 3 inches. The back is going to have, okay, I can use 3.5. Let me use 3.5 for the front. The back is going to have slits. So now I'm going to curve my neckline now. I'm covering the back. Then the front. I've curved the both neckline. So now, from this my armhole point here, now I'm coming down by 1 inch for my slope. You know that our shoulder is not straight, so you should always remember to slope it. So I'm connecting it to my neck width. So from here, I'm taking my armhole of 7 inches is my armhole. Seven inches. So the midth of this 7 inches now is 3.5. So I'm coming in by ½ inch for my front armhole. So I will use it to cover it. So for my back armhole now, like I said, I'm drafting both the front and back here because I will use it to cut the back. So for my back armhole now, I'm going to just curve it. I'm not going in for my back armhole. While for my front armhole, I went in by ½ inch. Remember that, ½ inch. I went in by ½ inch. So I'm trying to connect the points together so that I can curve my front armhole. So this is for my front armhole now, while this is for my back armhole. So now I'm going to insert my body measurements. So the bust I'm working with is was 42. That is 10.5 inches. This is my 10.5 inches. So I'm adding 1.5 inches or 2 inches. I'm adding 2 inches to it. 1 inch for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance, seam allowance. So the waist I'm working it is 40. That's 10 inches. I will also add 2 inches. 1 inch for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I have to connect the points together. So I'll connect here to the armhole. So from this my waistline now, I'll just go straight to I'll just connect from this my waistline straight to my hemline. So the length of this gown I'm working with is 42, but I have 43 inches here because I'm going to turn it with lining. So now from this my waist, I'm just connecting it to my hem. So this is our gown. I'm going to cut this out now. I'm cutting the back, then I'll use it to cut the front. So this is it now. I've cut it out and I've placed it. It's not going to have zip. So now I'm going to use this now to cut out this. So this one that is under now, this one now will serve as my back pattern. So I'll cut it this way. So I will remove this now for as my back pattern. Then I will now cut out the front neckline and also the armhole. So now I'm cutting out the neckline for the front. Then I will also cut out the armhole. So now we are going to work on the back. Remember I said the back is going to have slit, so I'm going to cut the slit open. So this is my center front. I'm trying to chop it so that I will know exactly you can also use notch on it. So I'm using 6 inches, but I will not cut to 6 inches. I'll cut to 5 inches, the 5.5. The remaining half will be my sewing allowance. So this is it. So I will gum my interface on it because I want it to be stable. I will gum interface on it before I will sew. I will also gum interface on my lining before I will sew, but I will use this now to cut out my lining both for front and back. But the only difference is that my fabrics will be longer than my lining with 1.5 inches. Okay, I've ironed my interface on the place I put the slit. You know, it's going to have slit at the back. So I've also ironed interface on my back lining. So I'm going to start sewing now. So what I'm going to do is I'll bring my front lining together, right side facing each other, and sew the shoulder. As in, I'll put it this way and sew on the shoulder. So I'm also going to do the same on my fabrics. I'll put it right side facing each other, and I will also join it at the shoulder. So this is the loop. I've sewn it, and this is where I'm going to attach it. As you can see, I've joined my two shoulders together. So now I need 1/2 inch to turn my neckline. So I'm going to leave 1/2 inch up here before I fix my loop. So I'm going to measure 1/2 inch here now. At this point, 1/2 inch. I'm working on the right side of the fabric, so I've measured 1/2 inch for my turning of my neckline. Then here also I need 1/2 inch, because I need 1/2 inch to sew this my slit. So I will also measure 1/2 inch here. So now I'm going to turn this is the way I just crossed my loop, and make sure that the space you leave here will be enough to accommodate your button. You should know the type of button you are putting, and make sure that this space can accommodate it. So now I'm putting it here now. You see, very close to the neckline, and look at the buttonhole is facing me now. It's facing my bust area this way. It's not facing the slit, the open slit. Are you seeing it? See what is facing the open slit. When I'm done sewing, I will trim out the excess. So now I'm going to pin it down here now. So see, I pinned it down. So by the time I finish sewing now, it will be this way. I hope you have seen it. I'll use this space to turn the neckline. So now I'll bring my lining that I've also joined together. So this is my lining now. I'm going to put it here. Make sure you move this inside. This fabric for the loop is not supposed to go to the neckline. This one. So I'll put my lining here. You have to pin down. Make sure the two shoulders are matching each other. The joining at the shoulder, the same thing you will do on this side also. So now that I'm done doing it, I will start my sewing from like this. I will sew my neckline this way. After pinning it down, make sure you pin down this way. Then I will go to my slit and come back to this side. So I'm done sewing it now. What I'm going to do, I will carefully look at the excess of our loop here. I'll cut it out first. Then I will carefully notch it gently so that it will not cut through the thread. I'll also notch here gently so that it will relax there. So now that I'm done notching it, I have to turn it to the right side. My lining from my neckline, I will move all the lining to the wrong side. Then I will iron it very well so that it will relax. So now on the right side and I'm going to top stitch it on, and make sure that this seam allowance here is on the lining side, then I will top stitch on it. Okay, now I'm done with the top stitching, so I'm going to, I've also turned it to the right side. This is what I have now. This is the back and this is the front neckline. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to sew the down part of the clothes. So what I'm going to do, I want to show you how I will achieve it now. I'm going to turn it with lining, but because of the way I joined the neckline, I cannot turn it right side facing right side and sew. So what I'm going to do now, this is the right side of my fabric and this is the wrong side, and this is the wrong side of the fabric, the line, and this is the right side. So I will bring the two right sides together. They will be facing each other this way. See the right side of my line. So I will arrange it well and sew from the inside. I will sew with my 1 inch, then I will also do so to the back. So I have sewn it. I'm going to turn it to the right side now. So this is it now. So I'm going to work on the fabrics that is attached on the chest line, chest and shoulder. So that's the fabrics we are going to work on now. So this is the fabric I'm going to use. I have 6 inches here. It's not on fold. It's 6 inches, and the length I'm using is about 88 inches. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold it. This is the right side. I'll fold it this way. I will sew here. I will also sew this way. I will leave like 2 inches gap where I will turn it from, because after sewing it I will turn it to the right side. Iron it very well. So I'm done sewing it now. I'm going to open it up. Yeah, I didn't sew here. So I'll open it up from here and then top stitch this side that I opened, and now iron it before I start my pleating. I'm done ironing. This is what I have now. So like I said, I'm going to top stitch here now. This place that I turned it from, then I will pleat it. So this is my pleat. Now I'm done the pleating. This is what I have. So on this my front pattern now, I'm going to measure from my shoulder like 10 inches. From my shoulder here, make sure that your shoulder is well aligned. So from my shoulder here, I'm going down to 10 inches. I will measure 10 inches here. This is my 10 inches. Here also, I'll take 10 inches. This is my 10 inches. So I will turn it to a straight line. That's where my sewing is going to be. So on my shoulder here, I'm going to take 2 inches. I can take 2.5. I'm going with 2.5 here. So I will connect it, this 2.5, to the 10 inches line with a straight line. And I will connect the two lines together. On this shoulder also, I'm taking 2.5 inches. I will also connect it with a straight line. So now I'm going to run my dada on these lines now, this way, and this way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my pleat here. Meanwhile, I will open it up. I'm not showing you the way it is. I'll open it up this way so that I'll separate the front from the back. This is what I'm going to do. I'll open it up this way. Then I'll put my pleat here, starting from my shoulder here. You can even do this before joining your shoulder, but I want to do mine like this. So I will sew it this way. When I get to this side, I will now turn it this way. Then I will also turn it this way and sew. That's what I'm going to do now. Now that I'm done top stitching this now, so I'm going to cut out the pockets now. So I have about 11 inches here, inclusive the seam allowance. And the length I have here is also 11 inches, including the seam allowance. So here I'm taking about 5.5 inches here at this point. From the pieces side is on fold. I'm cutting for the two pockets is on fold. From this pieces side, I'm taking 5.5 inches here, inclusive the seam allowance. So here on this side, I'm going down by 6 inches. So I'm going to make a slant from this 5.5 inches now. I'm making a slant to meet my 6 inches. You can make it 6 inches or 7 inches. So this is what I have now. I'm going to cut it out. I've cut it out. I left my seam allowance. I didn't cut from the line. I left the seam allowance. Now I'm going to cut here open. So I'm going to iron this now. So now I want to fix the pockets. So from this my armhole here, I'm going to go down with 10 inches or 11 inches. Let's make it 11 inches. So from this 11 inches now, I'll just see, you see the pocket I've folded in, you see ironed in my seam allowance, and I've folded in here and sew it. So I will just put it on this my 10 inches line here now. This is my 10 inches line. So I'll put it there. Look at this side. The seam allowance, I'm going to sew it with the cloth. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to top stitch on it this way and this way. This place I'm leaving it open. I will sew it when I'll be shaping the cloth. I will do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to fold it, turn it right side facing each other, these two. I'll make sure that I bring the armhole, the two armholes together this way. See it this way. Bring the armhole, align it very well. Make sure that the hemline are also together. This is what I have now. The excess lining here, I'm trimming it off. Then I will now sew with my 1 inch seam allowance down. I will also sew the same here. Okay guys, this is the finished work. I've done sewing the pocket and also I've attached this on the neckline. Like I told you, I said I will alter the design at the neckline, and this is how it came out. So beautiful, as you can see it now. Very beautiful. It's a sleeveless gown. You can give it a try. It's so easy to make. For those interested on learning how to cut and sew what I'm wearing now, I'm going to link it to this video, both the cutting tutorial and the sewing tutorial. so you can click on it and watch. But please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. It means a great deal to me. This is the back of it. Both the video of how to cut this flare. The flare I have here is a 180-degree flare, so I'm going to link all the videos to this tutorial. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.